Hollywood represented everything that was beautiful, and all I ever wanted was to be part of that. That obsession has been hard to shake. Where did it start? Hollywood glamour. Who created the Western beauty ideal that I have idolized all my life? The golden age of Hollywood glamour was the 1930s and 40s, following the Depression and its aftermath. And an enormous influence on Hollywood glamour was a man named Max Factor. This is the Max Factor building in Hollywood. It was designed by architect S. Charles Lee and purchased by Max Factor in 1928. And this is Max Factor. He was considered the father of modern makeup and began his career by making custom-made wigs and makeup for the movies. Max Factor actually invented the word makeup. Theatrical makeup didn't translate well from stage to screen, so Max Factor came up with what he called flexible grease paint, which revolutionized the makeup industry because it didn't crack. Max Factor created a salon where not only movie stars, but women from all economic backgrounds could go to get their makeup done in a public place and not be labeled hussies. He had makeup rooms for redheads, blondes, brunettes, and brownettes. Lucille Ball became a redhead here, and Marilyn Monroe a blonde bombshell. Max Factor used to say, "You are not born glamorous, glamour is created." Huh. All the old movie stars had kind of a glowing thing about them. Marlene Dietrich, Bette Davis, Carole Lombard. Photographer George Hurrell photographed all the famous stars in the 1930s and 40s. But he hated studio makeup. So he had the stars scrub their faces clean, he would light them, and then he would shoot them with his large format camera. And the glowing thing? That came from retouching the photographs. Who knew? I always thought women were realer in the 1930s and 40s, but essentially, photoshopping has been going on since the advent of photography. Why? Has looking like yourself always been so bad? Do you think you're beautiful?
Sometimes. Sometimes I don't feel so beautiful, but there are times when I might look like crap and I feel incredibly beautiful.
Some days I do, and some days I don't.
No, I'm not happy with my weight because I have a chronic thyroid condition and I need to work out more. Today?
So this has been going on for a long time. We get presented with images of how we should look from film, TV, and ads, paid for by multi-billion-dollar industries, and a lot of it isn't even real. And let's face it, it's pretty limited. I mean, right now, the mainstream beauty image might change, but I'd say it's blonde, young, skinny, with large breasts, a lot of times fake, and white. Yes, white. And this white Western beauty image permeates not only our culture, but cultures all over the world. So I'm going to show you how this beauty manipulation is done. Using me as the model, we are going to deconstruct and reconstruct. With the help of makeup artist Noreen Diani and Hollywood photographer Greg Doherty, we'll see how far makeup and lights take us. Okay, so this is the before and this is the after.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yeah, quite a difference.
Wow, you know what? Even with all that makeup and good lighting, I still don't really like how I look. I mean, I'm kind of old and
You
fat.
look great.
No, look at that. Look at my arm. Can you help?
There's things we can do. Yeah, I mean, we try to fix as many of these initially when we take the picture, but with the things you pointed out there's definitely some things we can do in post.
Like what?
The area across the shoulders, the top of the breast there, obviously, you know, the dress isn't very flattering. It's causing the you know, some bulges there that aren't really nice. I think we can take those out.
So if you were my husband, would you tell me to sell this because it's not flattering?
Maybe a different dress would be kinder.
Oh, God.
You know, when we bring stuff into Photoshop, we can use something called the liquify tool. We'll
Oh,
just
goody.
help.
What's the liquefied tool?
Just what it describes. It'll just take, you know, it'll make those things all go away.
Oh, it will.
Yes.
Discovery. We are being marketed images that aren't real. Why? I'd say it's to sell stuff. And because they're not real, we will never be able to look that way, which will make us sad. So we will go out and we will buy stuff to try to fix that. But we can't fix it because it's not real, and it'll go on and on and on and on. Can you imagine how women in other countries and cultures feel? You know, it's no wonder that the skin lightening industry is a $10 billion business right now. Wow. There's got to be a way to change this.